Good. Let's see. So we have Lashawan, Shabbat, to the brothers, Shalom, we have Shamar, Abadan, Bashima, Shalom, all the sisters. Salaki, we are late on the time. Yeah, bear with us. Social media has been messing up for the past couple of weeks. Facebook and YouTube. So as of right now, we are on YouTube. We won't be on Facebook as of this week. Salaki for that. We are going to finish up with the present tense, and then we're going to move on to the past tense. All right. Now, once again, just to let everybody know, there's been questions about why do certain things change when you move from one tense to the other. See what I'm saying? It's the rule. Just like everything with past, present, and future tense, it changes in every language. All right. So we are just going to recap for a little bit, and we also going to break everything down as well, so that way everyone has understanding. Okay. So you have these notes from like 2 weeks ago. Okay? All right. So of course, Hawa means to be. Anya Shawamar in the present tense. What makes it present is the wa. Okay, and because how do you say watch in Hebrew in general? Shamar. Shamar, right. So when you add the y to it, it makes it present tense. That's how you get that. What you're going to see from, you're going to see a lot of aya, ta, hawa'a, haya, and we are going to finish it off and then move on to the past tense. All right. But just to recap once again, because all this is very, very important. Okay. Because I know you have 2 questions too, remember that? Just not too many, just like maybe 1 or 2. I can't recall what all of it was. So the mar is masculine, and the mara, which is the I, really that's only being added to it, is going to make it feminine. That's the rule when it comes to present tense. I did get more information about that. That's that standard as I can describe it based on what a high-ranking officer in the general told me. All right. So the mar in Hebrew, based on the context, because it can change. It can change. That's the tricky part about it. When we get into the past and future tense, you are going to most likely ask questions because you're going to be like, okay, I thought mar is supposed to be right here because of this word and that word. It changes. It's a rule how it's set up in Hebrew. And if you want to go back, just to be for sure that it's right, you have Blue Letter Bible, and I was able to track down 2-letter lookup. It's a little tricky for whatever reason. And then you have an app or a website that we use in the Hebrew. It's called Bible Hub. And it's just a tad bit better than Blue Letter Bible. It's a tad bit better. Okay? So yeah, Atha, of course, is you, which is masculine. You are watching, or if you don't want the R in there, it's you watching. Simple as that, straight to the point. If you want to make it more literal, you are watching. Same thing with the feminine sense of Atha, Shawamara, and Hawa'a, Shawamar, he is watching. It's masculine and plural as well. And the same thing with this one, which I should put there too as well. She is watching. Break it down to the point where you can't no more. Let's see. So finishing the present, what we have next is pretty much Amon, you should pretty much know the pattern of this already, right?
I'm getting it.
Okay.
I'm getting a little bit more, especially with some of the other notes that I've stashed up with the other classes, sir.
Okay. All right, so let me just go ahead and write this down real quick. We're going to get into it. Just bear with me. Some of these are pretty long, too. Of course, for those that's watching on YouTube, you can definitely share the content. For those that are interested in language, or at least learning that language. Because once again, this is very important for the children, for everybody within the nation of Israel to know their native tongue. Versus learning, our slave master You see what I'm saying? This language, which of course is bastardized and it's pretty complicated. They always teach you in the school system that yeah, you know, they always teach you in the school system that English is the most difficult language to learn. And they are absolutely right about that. I'll give Esau a point for that, because they're absolutely right. So this is the one right here, this is the next one. Then what I always like to do, just so that everybody understands, I like to put a divider so no one's confused. All right. So you can just write that down, and pretty much we can break it down to translate it into English. All right. Now, by the way, with the present tense, this is just the basics. Okay. In the future, we are gonna, you know, mess around with other words. The reason why we started off with shamar because it's a simple way to break all of this down. And plus, shamar is an action word. Also, too, and probably by next week, when we get into more of the future tense, we most likely will get into some homework with using other words, other vocabulary words. And if you paid attention enough in class, you can actually, you know, try your best to map everything out by these examples. It's been a quick day so far, hasn't it? It's been a time is moving by too fast. You know, if that means that means Christ coming.
That's like young.
Oh, you good? All right, no sweat. So of course everything is right to left, but so okay, you see how this is right to left? The only reason why I write it like this is just to break it down slowly. Later on, I'm going to change up the whole format. Everything is just going to be right to left, and but I'm just doing it slow like this so everybody understands, so no one's confused. But this is still self-explanatory. So what is the first word right here? That's what it's talking.
Enough know what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a not know why. You know what that means, right? It's in your notes.
I was gonna say that it feels familiar.
Yeah. A not know why. Also, too, I see a suffix already, which is right here.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We.
Okay, no sweat. So what is the next word?
Shalom.
Shawamari. That's right. Yep, Shawamari. That is correct. Now, do you see a prefix or suffix?
Young being plural.
Mm-hmm.
Shah also. Shah being the prefix whom, which, or pertaining to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Young being a masculine plural.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, you said what already, right?
It's like why. I like that being kind of more in the middle of the word.
Right. Like I did right here, I was making an example. It's the one. Yeah, what's the suffix? Because you got the prefix and suffix written down, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So that is what suffix as well.
So then, all right, so the prefix is still SHA.
Yeah.
And then
But
the
we
suffix
should focus
is
on the
YAM.
word for now. The word and yum is the two ones we should focus on right
We
now.
get 2 suffixes.
Yeah. So yeah, what word is on your paper, right? Or does it say prefix? You got two different words.
I got a Y prefix and a Y suffix.
So what is the word for prefix? Is that and or is it suffix? And actually, it's not. Yeah.
For the prefix.
My bad. That is
For the prefix.
Yeah. So that's the prefix, which makes it present tense. Word is and, of course. And then young is pretty much it's plural, meaning more. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And with the WAMA, masculine.
Yes.
If it would be YAN.
Not young. See that's the thing. It's not going to be young next.
No, but I'm saying like if it would have been YAN, that would have been a plural, a feminine plural.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. So this would be a masculine plural. That's correct. Yep. Absolutely. And then Nawal, you know what Nawal means, right? Think about the Lord's Prayer. Hour. Yep, hour. So, the reason why I put hour right there is because you see what I'm saying? We, our, and Shawar Mariam, which is watching. So, yeah. So we are pretty much, if you want to, straightforward, we watching. Otherwise, we are watching. If you want to, make it sound more, better. And this is a masculine plural. So this is for, men watching. We are watching. So this is from a stance from men. All right. So for a woman, you know how to say that? Oh, actually, matter of fact, Salaki. Oh, you know what? Salaki, I'm tweaking. Salaki. So, pretty much the same. So, because we is like a group. Shawul, Mar, and then Shawul, Mar, yeah. Let me just double check that for a second. Real quick. Hold on. So like, I know what it is. Yeah, there you go. So, okay. This is masculine plural, right? If you wanted to make it feminine, you would put was instead. In most cases, anytime you see the word was, it makes it feminine automatically. Do you want to give you an example?
Aqua.
Huh? Aqua. Yeah, that's feminine. Also, I'll give you another example. Like the word malak means king, but malak was means kingdom. Now, some people might ask the question, okay, if it says kingdom, then what makes it so feminine? Well, Malak, which is a king, you see what I'm saying? He rules everything. But the kingdom, he rules the kingdom. And the kingdom is underneath him, which is underneath his what? His authority, his subject. So that's what makes it feminine when you look at Malak Wa. And I found that very interesting because that was confusing to me. So do you get it?
I get why.
Yeah, I get why too, Kyle. So in most cases, when the word "wa" is right next to a word, you see what I'm saying? It's feminine. So yeah, it can be masculine, otherwise feminine for feminine plural for was. Shawul mar was, and masculine for shawul mar young. All right, makes sense? You getting it? That's the only thing that changes, just the ending.
Just baseless like.
So anaknawa, shawul mar young would be masculine plural. Anaknawa shamar was. Shawul mar was would be feminine plural. That's the only thing that changes. Young is most likely always going to be plural or masculine, depending on how you use it. That's why there's a plus. It can be either or. Like for example, akwat young. That's more than one sister. That's just plural, but it's feminine. Does it make sense? Just like Ak. Ak is brother, but Ak young is masculine and plural. You see it? You don't?
I get it. I'm just trying to figure out,
Mm.
and this might be a different question for a different time. So, like, it seems like Shalimar and Shalimar are singular tenses of watching.
Kind it is. It is, yeah. Because the Mars masculine, yeah.
And I guess my only question is, why would the Shalimar or Shalimar necessarily have to change to Shalimarium or Shalimar if the first word insinuates plurality?
Well, based on how it was broken down, it's based on the tense. It said it was always told based on how the words are connected together and what changes the meaning and what is at the end. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like based on the word placement between the Mars, you're talking about these two, right?
And well, all right, so those two and then the next two.
Next
So,
two,
it's the same thing. It's singular, just male or female, or masculine or feminine.
Yep.
And then
but this more the we or the one that begins with they, it's more of a group.
So now, why couldn't it be? Because it still say we are watching. Why would it have to be Solomon?
You know what I'm saying? But just to sing
indicate or watching more than one person, whereas more
people is watching more
than just a group of people is watching a group of people.
Or yeah, okay. Just besides you watching someone, there's a whole group of people like all of us, like let's say we at camp, all five of us is watching something versus just one person watching something. We're watching as a group.
So if I were to say Anya Shalimar.
Anya Shalimar. Yeah.
I'm watching now. Could I say Anya Shalimarium?
Anya Shalimarium. I am watching.
Like a plural group, like a group of people, because if I'm watching, that almost insinuates that it's just saying like the action of what I'm doing. But then if I say Shalimarium, that almost indicates that I'm not watching a group though.
Right. So what you can do pretty much is plug this in down here with this. And pretty much what that indicates that I am watching.
Like y'all.
Yeah, or y'all. Yeah, they is actually y'all. Yeah, look in your notes, double check. I believe they is y'all. You or you all. So it'll be the same thing, similar to that, yeah. Because they, the Hebrew should be you or y'all. I'm sorry, you all or y'all, which is pretty much the same thing. Based on where you come from, if you got that country, something like, down in Texas, they say y'all a lot. And I speak like that myself, being in Minnesota. So they is y'all or you all? Same thing?
You're saying they?
Yeah, they, in Hebrew. Remember? You remember the word in Hebrew, they, right?
They.
Yeah, they.
As far as I'm saying, ma, no.
Yeah, okay. Unless we think, yeah, so han, and hum. Let me just double check.
So kan for y'all.
Yeah. So actually, in this sense, it would be actually hum and han. That's the one I'm thinking of. Han and hum are very similar to kan and hum.
So if I were to say shawarma.
Shawarma.
Like you said, like watching that.
Watching that, yeah. But no. You want to put this first. You put something before.
All right, so Anya Shalimarium.
Anya Shalimarium, yeah.
Right, so I'm watching like a group.
Yeah, but you can add another word. Yeah, watching a group. Yeah. They, you can put they. So whatever the Hebrew word for they is, you can plug that in with Anya as well. Mariam and whatever they is, whether it's come.
I'm just trying to get it right because I'm fresh to it, so like I understand the struggle. Just it's like so I gotta look at my notes for the day because I got like all right, so I got the prefix ha, which is the or the. I got the suffix kam and kan, which are masculine and feminine plural.
Right,
And
and
then-
han and hum is masculine and feminine as well.
So I don't have a ha and hum. I
Okay,
got
I'll
a
get
ma and a na for their, masculine and feminine.
Okay.
So like, their group. So if I were to say
Yeah.
Anya ma or Anya Shawamari ma.
Yeah. Either or, that would be acceptable. That's right. That would still make sense, and that's really a sentence in itself as well. That's correct. So yeah, that's how you would do it. Like you can add and subtract from the shit. At the end of the day, you can add and subtract and play around. Like do you remember when we was doing conversations?
Or
You do a question and then there's an answer to it. You can pretty much mix all those around. And I'll show an example of that. Speak about how was your day? You see what I'm saying?
right. And it wouldn't. So if I were to add all right, so Anya Shawamari kam.
Come, right, yeah.
Now we already got one plural in there, and then come being another kind of plural, but indicating like
actually, Salaki, erase the young.
Shawamari kam.
Yeah. There you go.
To
Yeah.
indicate there, like I'm watching there, versus if I were to say, all right, so then Shawamar ma. No, it's like if I were to say Shawamar kam, that'd be like talking to like a specific group.
Right.
If I were to say Shawamar ma, that would indicate I'm talking to somebody almost about somebody else's shit. Like
right, absolutely.
Like I'm telling you that I'm watching them, versus telling you that I'm watching y'all.
There you go. Yes. That's
Okay, I kind of time.
Yeah, it was just similar to once again a couple of weeks ago how we went over that. Yeah. So many ways that you can do it now. Once again, like this is just the basics. You see what I'm saying? Once you get this down pat, you can play around with it. You seen how you just did that just off the bat. Yeah, that's how you can play around with it. Yeah. So let me see. After this, so that's masculine, that's plural, feminine, masculine, plural, feminine, plural. That's it. And then next, let me see here. Okay. So you remember what comes after this, right? After Anakanawa. Anakanawa. Do you remember? Alive. Hold on 1 second. Okay, somebody else lost mine. All right.
So we're talking about the next.
What comes after And just like the same examples that we use. So you're building that muscle movement, what's up?
Giving it a shot.
You said what?
Giving it a shot.
Yeah, right. All right, so we know that of course this is going to be, a thumb. A thumb, that's what it's going to be. All right, a thumb, Shawa Mari, all right? Shawa Mari. All right. Probably should wrote it down more, but it's too loud. One that if you want. Okay. Just let me know when you're ready. Or actually, I'll just keep going to write this down. Let me see. Shawa Mariam, Thumb, Shawa Mariam, and this one. Yep. Okay. A thumb means what again? Do you remember?
Masculine plural you.
Yeah. It's going to be you, masculine, and plural at the same time. All right. Shawamari, once again, is going to be watching in general. It's plural. Shawamar is going to be watching, but this is you watching instead of I watching, like Anya. All right, let me see what else. That's pretty much it on that one. So always know that young is plural. In most cases, it's going to be plural. Nine times out of 10. And then if you wanted to do, I might as well just write this one for two. Let me see. Let me know when you're done right now. It's a lot of time. All right. So let me just drag this down here. So this one, of course, I'm just gonna write this out so everybody, knows the Hebrew. I'm sure a lot of people is kind of like, okay, you just changed one character, still put it there for people that need some help. So it's like a thumb. So a thumb shawamari or shawamari wath, shawamar wath, shawamar shawamar. It's so many sha wa everything. It's a lot of work. Get your little tongue tied. Alright, so shawamar wa. Alright. Boom, here we go. Alright. So a thon, of course, is you, but instead of it being masculine, it's going to be feminine. Alright. And once you start getting a hold of really learning how to speak your own language fluently, people will start to understand you. For those that study it as well, they will start to understand who you're speaking about, or what you're talking about, what you're saying. This is one brother, me and him, we practice, okay, I don't know why I was like that. Me and this one brother, we practice speaking Hebrew to each other through text or Facebook. And we challenge each other. Sometimes we make errors, sometimes we on point. And that's what helps brothers and sisters by, sharpening their score. Doesn't always got to be about just scriptures and protocol, but also too about, your language, things of that sort. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, now almost done with this part as far as the present tense. Then we'll get into past tense, which is pretty interesting. So I may say, you know how to say past in Hebrew? Past. You want to try to look up Blue Letter Bible as I put down these last two? You have to look up past. Let's see. Okay, so let me see. You have the word past, like past tense. All right. Now, of course, anybody got any questions online, you can type in your questions, and we will get, the answer for you. Okay. All right. Boom. All right. Yeah, you could definitely go on Blue Letter Bible. You should be able to find it.
Like I mean, there's a lot of instances of the word past.
Okay. Let me see. It should be a so in Hebrew, it's gonna or Hebrew or Syrian.
For example, in first, it has past is
Which one?
Lashawan.
That should be like 3 characters.
And then there's another one that says Shawab.
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 Or Shab.
No. It's fine. I just want to see if you're able to find it or not. But it's
there's a lot to go to. Like,
no,
past
sure.
from here, like they ain't
Sure. No, I'm sure. I'm gonna put it on the board anyway. Let me see something real quick.
We got one that said, well, let's phrasing it together like was past. Akbar or
Say that one time.
Akbar.
Akbar is how you say pass. That's correct. You found it one time. Press. Yeah, Akbar is how you say pass. Now, Akbar also too is another word for saying Hebrew. Akbar Yum is Hebrews. All right, in Hebrew. Yeah, it's funny. It's a Hebrew word for Hebrew. If that makes sense. That's not confusing enough. Okay. Akbar, by definition, when you go into the scripture, especially within the first 5 books of Moses, it's going to be like with Abram, who was our forefather Abraham. He's called a Hebrew. All right. So let's move on. What does Ham mean? What does Ham mean? Now, a lot of people look at this word as ham, H-A-M. This is not ham, this is ham. There is a Hebrew word for ham. There's biblical Hebrew words. All right. I mean, there are words that you see in the English in the Bible that can be translated into the Hebrew. But this is not ham as in Ham, Shem, Japheth. All right. This is ham. This is completely different. I had brothers cracking up because they was like, sir, that says ham. I said, no, that's not ham. That's ham.
It's like it's still pronounced the same as.
Yeah. I mean, but how you say it as far as the present tense is going to be ham, or just in general. Right here, this is ham. It's not ham at all. It's ham, but it's pronounced the same thing.
You can still say ham.
Yeah.
It would still be spelled the same.
Yeah, it'll be spelled the same.
Same quote.
Well, I think, where's that under? Just like con and come.
Okay, it's like ham is masculine for they.
It's masculine for they.
And Han is feminine for they.
All right, what is Khan and Khan? Khan and Khan. Everyone should know what Khan is in Hebrew.
And so alone, that means yes.
Right.
The suffix that would be Khan is masculine for y'all.
Right.
And Khan is feminine for y'all.
There you go, yeah. So once again, a lot of Hebrew words, just like any words like in English, there are many definitions for one word. You know what I'm saying? There's different contexts. In this case, Ham is talking about something completely different. It's not talking about the actual nation of Ham. Ham, the nation of Ham is going to be the so-called, Africans. You see what I'm saying? Ham are the Africans, all right? Shem is going to be, the Israelites. Okay? All right, so, so what does Ham mean again? So, say it one time.
Masculine for they.
Okay, there you go, they. All right, and this is for a little, for a literal device, so to speak, for the purpose of building sentences and understanding, this, a present tense, all right? And it's going to be masculine. You said masculine and plural?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. And how do we know that's plural as well? Because of the young, okay? All right, which once again, this is watching. So they watching or they are watching. Either one is acceptable. The next one's going to be feminine of they. All right, they is going to be feminine and plural. Watching. And very soon we are going to, get pop quiz as far as all the tenses that we go over, and then all soon too. You know what I mean? So the first one is what? Which one?
The about SHALAM.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. See, I don't see that. Was, yes, the water glass cup there.
And then the next one above it too.
You said what? Oh, I see.
Okay.
I see. I threw my bad. I was trying so hard to put them on paper. Wow. The water, Salah. If y'all see that mistake, I'm gonna point it out in a second. It's moving a little too fast. Let's see. All right. Wow, yeah, there you go. All right, so with was, you want to change it to that. Same thing to this with a thumb. All right. Let me see. So yeah, let's recap. So, what's the first one?
All the way from the top.
Yeah, all the way to the top. Yeah. Hawa, 2B. All right. See what I'm saying? 2B. Okay. Huh?
You could have thought a Yah in front of that.
You mean like in the middle, or like right next to what? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, kind of, okay. Yeah, of course.
So now, would that still translate to the same with Yah being I or I am?
No, Anya is I. Otherwise, Ya is either my or
he is a prefix.
Yes, he. Yep.
So he. Now, if you were to throw a Yah in there, meaning he, and then power in there, would that still stand as to be? So he to be, he would be, he is.
Yeah, he to be meaning the Most High, because that's his name. That's why we say the Lord's name, and that's why we also say the Most High. So if you want to you can break it down like that.
So just like when people say, his name is I am.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
Yahweh being his name. Yeah, not like the scripture says, you know, my name is I am, I am. He's just saying that this is who I am, this is my name. My name is this. You see what I'm saying? You know that breakdown, right? Because if you look at the scripture, a lot of people get confused by that when they think that the Lord is saying that his name is I am, Jehovah. See what I'm saying? You know Jehovah is Christian dogma in the scriptures. But he's telling you like this is me, this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? But Jehovah is supposed to be translated to Yahweh. This is my name. But they focus on him saying I am is as if that's his name. But
That's just something that kind of struck me with saying power. I mean,
it would change the whole word. Yeah. Yeah. Yahweh.
So that wouldn't translate to he to be, or he is.
I have to double check. I want to say Marad did a class on that. If I'm not mistaken, no, either Officer Hazard did a class on that. Otherwise, it was Marad, and it was something similar to this. So just don't quote me yet. At first, I thought you were saying something else. I would say yes, but I'll just double check. But for sure, if you put the Yah with this, it'll change the entire meaning. But if you want to break it down all the way down,
right,
it's a possibility it could come up to that. I would say to be means to be something or someone.
And again,
that would be the Lord or the Most High.
It just sounds like that whole I am that I am.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. That's why to be like something or someone. Yeah. So I'll double check on that for you. That is a good question. I like that question, by the way. Otherwise, yeah, just like for example, if you didn't have the word right here, you would just have Shah and Mar. Shamar is watch. But when you have the word, it's watching.
Right.
And adds to it. Yep. So yeah. Let me see. Yeah, you keep going though. You can keep recapping.
Anya Shalomar.
Anya Shalomar, yeah. I am watching. All right. Like all eyes on me. All eyes on you. All right. Atha Shalomar. Masculine, you watching. Okay. How else would you break down you watching versus I watching? Listen. I'm just asking straightforward questions, not that hard.
Well, it's like ask it again.
All right, so pretty much, what is the difference between the two? The Anya Shalomar and the Tha Shalomar.
One something you're doing, one is something somebody else is doing.
Right. Yeah. I'll just ask him on purpose. I just want to, see how he's gonna answer it. Yeah, I was trying to fuck you out of him.
All right, you almost.
Yeah, no, I'm just touching you. That's all. It's really that simple. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple. All right. So, what's the next one? That's right, which makes it more feminine. All right, and also too, because drops off. So when it's connected, it makes it more feminine to separate this from that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They always say stuff about equality, like even in language, the narrator. It's true, right? I have a feeling that they're going to try to come out with transsexual LGBT language. Imagine that.
Well, they're kind of already on that verge.
Okay, yeah.
With the whole nouns and pronouns.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, in a way. Yeah, they're trying hard though. But yeah, just imagine how confusing that's going to be for children. You know what I mean?
It's going to be in their vocabulary list.
Yeah.
What's the difference between this day and this day?
Right. Yeah, it's not going to make any sense. It's going to be confusion. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's crazy though. Yeah, I kind of thought about it because you're right about that. I heard they have hundreds of abbreviations, acronyms, or however you want to say it. You know, the whole LGBT. I don't know. I can never say it. It gets longer and just more, you know, unnecessary every time. You know, may the Lord destroy this earth, man. Anytime soon. Man, but yeah, go ahead.
How will I show Mar?
How will I Shalom? Which is what?
He is watching.
Okay. Yep, he is watching.
Now,
Go ahead.
yeah. How will I? Now, masculine plural, or are we talking about Shalomar be masculine plural?
It says Shalom, masculine plural.
That's because I know it's what you got on that.
Yeah, this is masculine plural. How will I, which is he.
If that's singular,
This.
he.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Let me just double check something. Actually, you know what? The only way. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The only way. That would be plural is if the young is there. Yeah. He is watching versus you, masculine. But like, yeah. That is. Because you gotta think about this one. Masculine, but nothing's plural right here. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
Slacking.
No, you're right. I get it. Go ahead.
All right, so now,
I didn't know what to say.
all right,
Let me see. Hello.
being Tom and that.
Yeah.
Now, Shalomarium, or being
These two don't correlate whatsoever.
so it's like I talk about that.
Okay. Which one?
I'm saying like so. Shalomarium
Shalom.
indicating like a crowd or something that you're watching. Just unclear like this because could you say Shalomar?
Shalom.
Just saying that they are watching us like
So
how would I ask?
okay.
It could almost seem like Shalomar young.
It doesn't make sense to be there. That's what you're saying.
Right. Yeah, like the young wouldn't make sense to be there unless you're talking about like watching like more than one thing or like walking like watching like plurality.
Kind of, yeah, but also too, the masculine and plural, it could be masculine in one sense and plural another sense. So I can easily take this away and it changed the whole dynamic of it.
But then really what changed?
You see what I'm saying? A group of people are watching something. They're watching multiple things. They are watching.
But then if we got Shalomar also meaning watching.
Just watching in general. But just watching something, but plural young is watching more than one thing.
So you could say Shalomar.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. You can say that. Yeah, but just for the sake of the plurality, I put that there on purpose. And plus, this is how the setup comes anyway.
So then, Adam Shalomar. You could say Anya Shalomariam.
Anya. Anya Shalomariam. I am. Yeah.
Like I'm
right,
watching this whole thing.
Like because this right here is singular. That's correct. Yes. Yeah, you can actually put a young there and be watching more than one thing. And better yet, this is Camp 101.
Right.
It's Camp 101. You're not just watching. I mean, you're not Anya Shalomar. You're Anya Shalomar. You're watching everything. So yeah, that does make sense. How you do it so you're not going off, but you can definitely do that. Yes, I have to experiment myself with words and got them clarified just to be for sure. And so, oh shit, okay. Kind of moved a little bit. It's good. If you're not asking questions, you ain't learning nothing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's something that was always taught to me. If you ain't asking questions, you ain't studying or you ain't learning nothing. So yeah. All right. What's next, real quick, so we can move forward?
I mean, so like I got the rest of the notes.
You do, yeah, kind of. I'm just kind of recapping a little bit. I think
Haya Shalomara.
Lashawan. Yep, so it's not feminine. I don't know it's feminine, but it's not plural necessarily, but it is definitely feminine because of that. It's masculine because of that. That's correct. What's the next one?
I'm not gonna watch over mine.
Shalmari, which makes it masculine and plural, but for the sake of time, I put just a waft right here, which is just feminine and plural. Let's see. Akam Shalomari is going to be you, masculine or plural. And also, too, why I put the plus? Because it can be one or, by the way. That's the whole purpose of the plus. I put the plus in the middle because it could be either or. But for the time's sake, it's going to be masculine and it's plural, so. But it can be either or, just like you said for this one. You know that? You know what I'm saying?
Except for how could a thumb not be plural?
How can a thumb?
If that
No. A thumb is masculine. I'm saying like, okay, this is masculine by itself, but I can take off the young and then not be plural. Then, if I want to make it masculine and plural, I add that young right there.
It's like, but you still got a thumb, which is plural in itself.
But a thumb is masculine as well.
But
by itself.
Plural by itself too.
Not in a sense. Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
So like what other instance?
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Huh?
What other instance would you see a thumb as singular?
Okay. What I'm saying is this, right? Okay, I get you, right? So yeah, it's masculine plural, yes, but this too, all right? Okay, masculine plural, yes, that's masculine, that's plural, but this as well. This is the most important part.
So you're talking about it could be masculine and in a sense.
But still masculine, yeah.
Right. And
yeah.
then a thumb so Mario making that masculine plural.
Exactly. You get it?
Because in one sense you're saying a thumb shalomar, meaning like you men watch, or you men are watching, you're on watch, versus a thumb shalomar, means like, listen, you brothers watch all this. Okay.
You get it so far? You sure?
I think so, yeah. I'm sure I'll ask you again.
No, just talk about it. No, but I mean, how you just said it, it made sense. How you just said it is what I'm saying. Yeah, Tom. Yeah, Tom. Yeah, like the salute. You see what I'm saying? You're talking to more than one man. It's plural. But I'm just talking about focusing on this right here. I see what you're saying. I get that. That is correct. That is plural, and so is that. But once again, just like how we just talked about, I want to say Anya Shawamar, right? Or yeah, that was Shawamar, right? The first one? Oh no, the second one. That's the first one you just asked about before. Before we got to that one.
I think so. I think that was the one I started.
Yeah, kind of. So just how we explained this one, we're really focusing on this right here, though. Just that part. Otherwise, once again, I talked to the general, talked to some other brothers just to make sure because I was confused. And how I just explained it to you, that's how I explained it to me. If you want to ask again, we can ask again. Got it? But I definitely ask these questions before I put anything on this board. I make sure, the things up here is correct. All right? Unless I make any fast mistakes. But anyway, we get this, we get that. Hum and hun, just like con and tung. And yeah, so they watch, or they're watching masculine or feminine. Self-explanatory. We can move to past tense, but we might not finish. But those are some good questions that you get asked. Now everything else looks the wild up here, right? As far as you can see.
To my knowledge,
Okay. All right. You guys ever had Lashawan production on Milwaukee?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, remind me why before too.
So it's like we got the square view.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah. That's something else I'm thinking about doing. Alright, so do you know anything about pastor so far? Just from your knowledge from like the English language.
It's like, do I know anything about past tense as far as English language?
Yeah, yeah, like you know the basics of it.
More or less, I believe so.
Alright. Well, of course, in Hebrew, you're gonna see something a little, just a little different. So the pattern that you've been seeing us going into, it's not gonna be the exact same. Just like every tense is not the same. There's something that's different. Also, too, we are going to, after we're done past and future tense, we're gonna have shit on the board where you identify every tense in one sentence.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever seen that before, but how I saw the Hebrew is dope. It's dope. So it makes it sound more better. You see what I'm saying? So of course we know that past means what in Hebrew again?
Bar.
Bar. And what else can bar mean? In Hebrew?
Hebrew or Hebrew.
Yeah, there you go, yeah. I'm glad you said that. That's perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, so past can mean, bar. Alright. And then also to where's it yeah. Alright, so let's get into it. So this first one I'm gonna start off with is gonna be what? Give me a guess.
Wouldn't even know where to begin.
Say it again.
Wouldn't even know where to begin.
You say you wouldn't know?
No, it's like I mean, as far as like the subject matter.
Yeah, time. I was gonna say pretty much yeah. As far as I'm gonna start off with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much just for time's sake, this is going to be, of course, it's going to be Anya, Shah, Mar, Ya. Now this is something I'm going to have to break down slightly to you. Let me show you. Can you identify things you got to pay attention to? Bold letters real quick for everybody to see. Alright. Anya, Shah, Shalom. And yeah. All right, so this is what's important. The thug is going to be, it's going to be the past tense. That's what's new. The ya, what is ya as a suffix?
He. No. I'm just trying to look. I.
You said what?
My.
Now, you know the definition of what past tense is. If you don't, you can look it up.
The definition of past tense, something that already happened.
Right, okay, right. You know what I'm saying? So, Anya Shawamarthaya is going to be, okay, past is something that happened. Just think of this, if it's past tense, it has AD at the end.
Right.
Right, so yeah, that's what that is, with the and the So it will be what? Watch. Anya Shawamarthaya is going to be I watched. Not put the I am, because it can be either I or I am. All right, depending on how you use the context. But in this sense, it would be I. I watched. Okay. All right. One second. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. Yeah. So next one's gonna be Ata. It's gonna be Ata, Shamar, Shamar Tha. All right. Shamar Tha. There's going to be Ata Shamartha. So when I say that this is going to be together, meaning this can be masculine or feminine. All right. Ata, we know, can be masculine, masculine, feminine. Depending on how you use the word. You got a question? Oh, okay, good. That's good. All right. So yeah, this is gonna be so pretty much this is let me see. Yeah, okay, yeah. So this is pretty much you watch. So this is you. It could be the masculine or feminine watch. Do you think that's correct? What I wrote up here? With the thoughts?
Kan, I don't want kan because the ya makes it possessive.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said the what?
The ya,
Uh-huh.
the ya would make it possessive because you're talking about Shamartha. Emphasis on the past tense.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking about somebody else.
Mm-hmm. And the thought could be masculine or feminine. Now this one almost tripped me up though. I'm not sure, but I did figure it out. Okay.
So like,
What's up? Go ahead.
this feels like a dumb one.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
All right. Like you can talk about yourself or somebody else in the past tense.
Yeah, you said can you?
Well, yeah, I mean you can.
Okay.
I mean you might have to mix with some other words, but
Right.
it's like all right, so it's like what would be that wouldn't work. It's like I'm gonna finish the rest of the lesson because maybe there's something that I just didn't see yet. So
Okay, that's all right. With this one, right?
Just in general.
Okay.
But before I start hypothesizing too much.
All right. Now, I did say that something's going to be a little different, right? So, watch this. All right. Yeah, right. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. How, actually, yeah. Well, you know, so we know that Haba means he, right? Haba means he. See what I'm saying? What does Shawar mean?
Watch.
It means watch, but since it's past tense, it's going to be watched. But the thing is, it stays as Shamar. Sounds confusing, doesn't it? Because it's past tense, nothing's added to Shamar. And I believe the reason why is because of Hawa. Because it's he, like, you know, he watched instead of you watched, in a sense. Now, when it comes to Haya'ah, that's a different story. Yeah. Um, yeah. So this one will be she watched. You see the difference? I gotta go back and get the breakdown on the difference between this and that. Huh? Oh, my bad. Well, shit, hold on. But, no, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like it. Yeah, watch. All right, yeah, I gotta get the difference between, why the, I mean, I know the Mar is masculine, but I think it's past tense. The Mar is masculine, and this right here makes it much you. I guess it's different, masculine and feminine. The thought, but let me move on. So you have no question. All right, that's all right. We might as well just finish these two. Just might as well. It's not too much left over. So I'm just continue to write, and then we can break it all the way down to the end. Yeah, she watched. Okay. All right. All right, bear with me, y'all. We're simply just gonna go ahead and finish this up. All right. I'm gonna say this loud. All right, yeah, that's it. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and break this down. You should write something down. All right, so let me just double check something real quick. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. Yep. All right. That's correct. All right. So just to move forward real quick. All right. So we have Anak Nawab, Shamar Nawab, okay? Which of course, Anak Nawab means we, all right? We meaning as a group. This could be masculine or feminine, all right? And some of these are grouped together for a reason, just to simplify it. We, Shamar Nawab, watched. And Nawab, of course, means. And when it comes to the past, then focus on the ED. That's what makes it past tense. All right. Now, a thumb, shamar thumb. A thumb, shamar thumb. Okay. All right. So let's break this down real fast. We know that a thumb means you, which is masculine. The thumb right here is plural for watched. And then a thumb is you as well in Hebrew, but feminine. But shamar thumb makes it plural, which means a woman or a female is watching, or watch, it's like watch. Hum. Hum, of course, is they. And it's masculine. Shamarwa. Shamarwa is going to be watch. They watch, it's like that. And you see how the words keep changing. It keeps changing based on what's in front of it. That's how the whole word changes, with shamar being a root word. And shamar, once again, just means watch, okay? Otherwise, we call shamar being security in a school. Han is going to be they, but feminine. And shamarwa is going to be watched again. All right? Also, too, what once again means and, just so this makes more sense. It means and. All right? So if you wanted to put it together, and they watched, does that makes more sense for your understanding?
I can't complain.
Huh?
I can't complain.
You don't find nothing? Okay. Yeah, so let's recap real quick before we get out of here. Hold on. Good night. Okay. All right. Well, so for the past tense, we know that past means I bar. Anya Sharmathaya and Slakia. Anya Sharmathya is I watched. Okay? I or I am. But yeah, it would just be I watched. Atha Shamartha is you watch. It could be masculine or feminine. All right. Hawa'a is Shamar. Hawa'a Shamar is he watched. Okay. Just let you know exactly who watched something. Haya'a Shamara is going to be she watched. And I hope my W's don't look too funny for y'all. It's writing a little fast, it's a W over there, okay? Anaknawa Shamarnawa is going to be, Shamarnawa is going to be we watch. So that could be masculine or feminine in any shape or form. A thumb is always going to be masculine. Shamar, thumb, you watch, plural. Okay. A thon, which is feminine, always. Shamar, thumb is plural for a female watch, something. Hum, shamarwa, and they watched, male, masculine. Hun, shamarwa, and they watched, female, feminine. All right, self-explanatory. All right, let's see. All right, so that is the past tense. If anyone was able to get through that, next week we are going over the entire future tense. If we kill that with the time, I have something else that's going to be right after the future tense. That's going to go into every tense that we went over for the past couple of weeks already. All right, so I want y'all to be prepared, have y'all notes, and we are going to get this thing rocking. All right, so in the meantime, for those that are still watching, that's our time. If you need to go back to the video to write this down, you are happy to do so. It will be on YouTube, but not on Facebook, okay? So with that being said, I want to say Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Shabbat, to the brothers, Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Alatham Bashim, shout out all the sisters. That being said, Shalom. Back to that.